Hello, dear friends. Hello, dear friends. I'm saying it again because it never registers. So, I'm super excited because today I got to hold my book, Holy Fire, for the first time. And it's my latest creative baby that was born exactly on May 23rd from a paragraph that just came to me about toxic shame and desire and the suppression of the feminine creative energy. And then, thanks to ChatGPT, I downloaded the whole book basically, and it happened so quick, and it was so enjoyable and so amazing. And then I had to edit it and learn how to format it as an ebook and a print book. Exactly a month after, both the ebook and the print book are available on Amazon. And oh, I got to hold a copy of the print book. Uh, and what is Holy Fire? What is this all about, and why desire has been suppressed? It's so fascinating when we get to the root of it. Because what happened is people got afraid of their desire. And because they were unconscious, they concocted up the whole original sin story. But the whole idea of the serpent and the apple and the garden was to evolve in consciousness by coming to this plane of duality, which is seeming because everything is one, where we have all these contrasts, good and bad, light and dark, masculine and feminine, earthly and cosmic, human, divine. And the idea is to play that game so we could expand and evolve in consciousness to the point where we realize that all of these are actually comprising a whole. And if it's the one does not exist, we don't have a way to know about the other. Because if it was only light, we would never know light, right? Because there'd be nothing to compare it to. But thanks to dark, we can distinguish between light and dark. Um, so when we understand that, the yin yang symbol is uh, on this plane, we will experience the contrast and the duality, and that's just how it works. We cannot have one without the other. Then we can use it for our evolution. And for example, when we are envious of somebody, let's say this person is going on vacation or they published a book or they're very successful, instead of staying in that feeling of envy and jealousy, we can realize, oh, I'm envious of this person because actually I want that same thing. And then instead of continuing to project and direct energy on the outside of ourselves and send this person bad feelings and live in those bad feelings ourselves, we can say, okay, how can I get that thing? And is it the thing or the feeling that I want? And learn from this emotion and direct the energy towards the desire. And imagine that we have that thing already. And by celebrating the person that has it, we actually get more in the vibration of us having it. So, this is how we evolve in consciousness and become more intelligent and learn about the law of resonance and attraction and realize that envy is just an emotion and jealousy that signify that this is what we desire. And as soon as that's clear, we can move up into courage and gratefulness and joy for having received that same thing already, and then follow inspiration and intuition to lead us to our own materialization of that thing. And the same with sexual desire, which is the big one to unpack. At one point, we can realize that actually that's when we merge with source, right? If we have an orgasm and for a moment we disappear, So this is what we're after, this intense pleasure and dissolution of the self for a moment with all of its petty problems and ego and stuff and whatever, and fears and doubts and insecurities. So then we can say, okay, I want to feel more bliss. And actually, what I desire is this merging with Source and feeling that oneness with Source. Um, and when we ground our root chakra and when we open our crown chakra, and then we can become vessels for source. And when our heart is open, it's the connection between the two, and source energy can flow freely through us, and our creative energy can flow freely through us, source energy, and we can constantly feel that oneness and create from that space and be in that energy of flow and bliss, and let the ego dissolve and surrender it so we can embody our higher self. But naturally, when sexual desire is unconscious, it causes a lot of frustration in people, and that's why the whole original sin story and blaming woman, because in a lot of men that desire is suppressed, and when it's suppressed, we cannot, actually look into it and make it conscious and unpack it and realize what it's actually there for. So it causes people to do all kinds of crazy things, from, let's say, like really bad things like raping people to having children with people that maybe are not the most suitable, and situations and time of their life that is not the most suitable, and who knows what else, like people do, trying to get some right. um, but when we make that desire conscious, we realize, wow, it's so beautiful. And when we make love, actually, when we're in love with our partner, and we are conscious and aware, we can use, conscious sexuality to even flow more love into the universe, and infuse whatever it is that we want to manifest with more energy. So, desire is a wonderful thing, and ultimately is what can lead us back to source when we follow it and use every experience to become more conscious. And pleasure is a wonderful thing and doesn't have to come from just making love, but it can come from everything, when we remember that we're one with existence, and there's so much beauty to delight in, and so much to marvel at, including our own human bodies, which are a very sophisticated temple and equipment for experiencing this physical reality, and our brains were so incredible, and just everything, from the tiniest little leaf to every animal, and like how complex our eyes are. Um, so yeah, this desire can lead us to a lot of wonderful discoveries as well, and a lot of wonderful creations when we allow that energy to flow freely, and we no longer block our sexual energy because of shame, guilt, and fear that we carry from this original sin trauma, made up story that's been misinterpreted, and other people's desires projected onto us, and their own shame and guilt and fear. And when we liberate ourselves from all of these things, we can return back to our original innocence and purity. Remember that we have always been holy and whole, that every emotion serves its purpose, every feeling is valid. And when we learn how to decode them, and when we master emotional intelligence and the flow of our attention and our thoughts, and we marry the thought with the feeling, we can create anything that we desire. And if that is not magical and amazing, I don't know what is, to balance those energies, heal those wounds in the psyche or consciousness based on misinterpretation, misunderstanding, and unconsciousness, and truly shed light on things, see them as they are, and be able to live freely, follow our joy, and continuously expand and evolve and continue to create. And when we create from the heart with awareness and we are pure vessels for source, everything that we create or actually gets created through us serves the whole, because everything is always connected, and source will use our own unique talents and abilities to the best way possible, to so we could allow through us a creation that is very unique and specific to who we are, and infused with our own energy imprint, and at the same time something that everybody else or a lot of people can also tap into and connect and can benefit them and inspire them. And this is the natural order of things. So when desire is followed in this conscious way, and we unite with the purity of it, then everything gets harmonized. When we harmonize within, we harmonize without. When we stop denying ourselves and our humanness and our body, um, then the whole world accepts us as well. So I'm excited for you guys to get the book and read it and let me know what you think. There are wonderful practices in there, and yeah, it's nothing new. It's a tool to remember what you have always known, what has always made sense. Uh, but everything on the outside was pointing to something else until we look within and shut the outside world out, spend time in stillness and meditation, reconnect to source, and all of a sudden the truth is illuminated by the holy fire of the desire to truly know who we are, and unleash the powerful creative beings that we are, so we can co-create the earth of our dreams and turn our planet into paradise again. Yay! Sending you lots of love.